Namaste. Myself Reni Khurana, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Physiotherapy and Diagnostics. Today we are going to discuss about honor of physiotherapy clubs attached to sports academy or athletes. Before going to direct talk about this, let's start talking about the rehabilitation in sport. What is rehabilitation? Rehabilitation is the restoration of optimal form, which is anatomy, and the function, that is the physiology. Musculoskeletal injuries can have immediate and significant detrimental effects on function. When an individual experiences or is likely to experience the limitations in everyday functioning due to aging or health condition, including chronic diseases or disorders or injuries or traumas, a set of intervention is needed. Rehabilitation enables individuals of all ages to maintain or return to their daily life activities, fulfill meaningful life roles, and maximize their well-being. Recreational physical activities and competitive athletics account for a significant number of injuries. Musculoskeletal injuries are therefore an inevitable result of sport participation. Football has the highest incidence of catastrophic injuries, with gymnastics and ice hockey close behind. Tissue injury from sports can be classified as macrotrauma and microtraumatic. Macrotraumatic injuries are usually due to strong force such as fall, accident, collision or laceration, and are more common in contact sports such as football and rugby. These injuries can be primary due to direct tissue damage or secondary due to transmission of forces or release of inflammatory mediators and other cytokines. Whereas microtraumatic injuries are the chronic injuries that result from overuse of structures such as muscle, joint, ligament or tendon. This type of injury is more common in sports such as swimming, cycling and rowing. The process of rehabilitation should start as early as possible after an injury and form a continuum with other therapeutic interventions. It can also start before or immediately after surgery when an injury requires a surgical intervention. The rehabilitation plan must take into account the fact that the objective of patient is not to return to the same activity and environment in which the injury occurred. Functional capacity after rehabilitation should be the same, if not better, than before injury. Ultimate goal of rehabilitation process is to limit the extent of injury, reduce or reverse the impairment and functional loss, and prevent, correct or eliminate altogether the disability. Rehabilitation of the injured athlete is managed by a multidisciplinary team with a physician functioning as a leader and coordinator of care. This team includes but is not limited to sports physicians, physiatrists, orthopedists, physiotherapists, rehabilitation worker, physical educator, coach, athletic trainer, psychologist, and nutritionist. The rehab team works closely with the athlete and the coach to establish the rehabilitation goals, to discuss the progress resulting from the various interventions, and to establish the time frame for the return of the athlete to the training and competition. A lack of communication between the medical providers, strength and conditioning specialists, and team coaches can slow or prevent athletes from returning to peak capabilities and increase the risk of new injuries and even more devastating injuries. Hence, communication is a vital factor in treating or rehabilitating athletes. There are some principles, foundation principles upon the rehabilitation, which is based are avoid aggravation, timings, compliance, individualization, specific sequencing, intensity, total patient, and the components are regardless of any specifics of injury. However, there are fundamental components that need to be included in all successful rehabilitation programs. These are pain management, flexibility and joint ROM, strength and endurance, proprioception and coordination, and functional rehabilitation with the help of use of orthotics. And psychology of injury is also a main factor treating the athlete's injuries. Now let's move on our topic, which is the ownership of physiotherapist with the sports club or agencies. Let's see the scenario regarding the ownership of the club in the present or nearby states. The position of club physiotherapist, like that of club doctor, is rarely advertised, and many appointments are secured on the basis of personal contacts. Of the post held by the 10 club physiotherapists who were interviewed, only one was advertised. There were considerably variations in the ways in which the therapists were appointed. In 3 classes, club managers had asked medical education centers to recommend a therapist. One respondent obtained his post by sending his CV to a club after hearing on the grapevine that they needed a physiotherapist. In 2 cases, therapists were poached from smaller clubs by larger clubs. One respondent describing how he moved from a 3rd division club to a Premier League club explained that after 1 year at the smaller club, he had one of the classic phone calls that you got professional football, which was, we have not had this conversation, but if our physiotherapist leaves at the end of this season, would you be interested in working for us? Another physiotherapist explained how he moved from a 3rd division to a 1st division club. The manager just framed me and said, I fancy a change of physiotherapist. It was totally illegal. He had got rid of his physio, had left for whatever reason. It was a female actually. I think pressure from the board, I know it's exists. But pressure from the board, he spoke to various people and I think I was doing a decent job. I am looking for a physio and someone said, have you heard about the chap? This is a good example of what one physiotherapist describes as getting a job through the All Boy network. I know somebody who. This All Boy network is associated with the second characteristics of appointment process, which is that the job of a club physiotherapist is often in the gift of the manager. Example, providing a physiotherapist who explained that after working abroad for some time, he returned to his city, and a former playing colleague who was now a manager heard that he was back in the country, found him and him the job as club physiotherapist. There was no formal job application and no interview. The job was accepted over the phone only. After this interview, the interviewer had a brief conversation with the club brown man who had been formally interviewed, jacket and the tie job. As reported by the club chairman, it is distributed that the person who looked after the pitch was interviewed while the person who treated players' injuries was not. It is not unusual for managers when changing clubs to take some of their previous backroom staff, including therapists, to their new clubs. This is sometimes a cause of concern. 2 doctors indicating that problems had arisen as a result of new manager bringing in a new chartered physiotherapist from his former club. In one of these cases, the therapist had only a much lower level qualification in sports therapy. The doctor explained, I was involved in choosing him and I was desperately happy with that situation. I suppose I had hope. I have been giving there a while they might consult me. It just happened very, very quickly, and so it was difficult because when the manager suggested this guy who had actually worked with before, that was the connection. I said, that's fine. He said it's the great physio. He works really hard and will be fantastic. I never thought to question when somebody